I'm going to tell you exactly why running away from your problems is not the answer. I've spent my entire life running away from my problems, and I'm yet to find complete happiness. 6 months ago, I decided to run away once again to Germany. And in doing so, I thought, oh, it's going to be fresh, I'm going to be new, I'm going to be the new girl, everything's going to be, a fresh start, and I'm going to know different people, and it's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine. And to be honest, it worked. It worked for 2 months, and then after 2 months, all of my emotions started to resurface again, and I had to face them. And reality kicks in because you start seeing the same faces, you start getting into a routine, you go to the same cafes, and once that starts happening, it's like it opens space for all of your emotions just to start peeping out. And when they did after that 2 months, I thought, oh, I'll go home. I'll just go back to Australia and then I'll deal with it at home and everything's going to be fine. Something within me this time was like, no, Brie, stay here. You need to feel your emotions. You need to feel them and go through this, because you cannot keep running away. Running away is not the answer, because your emotions will always join you. They're not going to be left where you left off from. And I think the secret to happiness is being present in the moment. And I know we talk about it a lot. I know that a lot of people talk about it, and you think, yeah, okay, I'm present, whatever. But really, truly being present, and the best way to remind yourself of being present is just to breathe. Recognize your breathing, and you'll be present quite quickly. And by doing that, you're also somewhat accepting the now and accepting who you are right now and your emotions right now. And that is also a brilliant way, and that's how I have dealt with my emotions, is not fighting them. Don't fight your emotions. And fighting them can be by running away. It can be by eating millions of calories from cake or whatever. It can be running, it can be starving yourself, it can be all of these things. And you cannot suppress your emotions. You cannot numb them, you cannot band-aid them, because I promise you, they will come back and they will really bite you in the ass. If you need to lay in bed for a day and cry, that is totally fine. Lay in bed and cry. If you need to eat a whole cake, eat a whole damn cake. But don't let it take over. Don't let that running away, that escaping, control you, because it's never going to be the answer, and you'll never actually deal with your problem if you're constantly doing that. And I think a lot of people are guilty of it. We all think, when I get to 23, I'll be this person, or when I have kids, then I'll be able to feel love. And the reality is that, for example, when that person then has children, they're not going to feel love because they never felt it to begin with, and they'll never truly be happy because they're constantly chasing it. And I've got millions of examples of when I thought that I would be happy at this point, and then you finally get to that point and you realize I'm not happy. And so the answer is to find happiness right now within yourself and your current situation. And by all means, that doesn't mean don't travel or don't explore or don't try new things, because that is okay. But don't rely on those things to create you happiness, because it never will. And I kind of like to compare it a little bit to The Alchemist, The Boy and the Alchemist, and spoiler alert if you've never read it, but he is constantly chasing through the desert to get to the pyramids to find his treasure. And when he finally gets there, he doesn't find any treasure, and he has this epiphany and realizes that his treasure actually comes from within. He is his own treasure. And that is the most beautiful thing. We all have that treasure within us. You are treasure for you, and no amount of material or external items or experiences even will make you okay, will eliminate your suffering. It comes from within. Happiness and the elimination of suffering comes from within, and we have to experience that. We have to endure suffering in order to feel okay. And suffering is a natural part of life, and we're always going to feel certain levels of suffering. But I can assure you, running away is not going to actually make you feel better or solve any problems. I have learned more about myself in the last 4 months, just being here after the epiphany that I had 2 months into my trip. And I have become so much of a more stronger person, and I know myself so much more now. It was hard, and it still is hard some days, but it's so worth it. And try and endure it. Anyway, don't run away from your problems. Just let them be. Big love.